2 game developers, and 1 ultimate challenge to create the coolest video game in 1 day while surviving a gauntlet of challenges thrown our way by the other creator. First of all, we would both be making our video game based on a certain theme.
Like the theme I was going to go for was focus.
We can do that. We can both do that if you want.
His confidence was unsettling since, make no mistake, this was a fierce competition, and I had dreamed up some very nasty obstacles which Jack would need to face, all the while making his game in a single set of 24 hours. Of course, Jack had his own plans up his sleeve, but in the meantime we both had 2 hours to begin work on our project before the first challenge. But first, this video is sponsored by Stream. This is an awesome Unity integration that will allow you to implement a full chat and feed system inside of your game. For example, if you wanted to make a chat system for your online multiplayer RPG, then Stream would be one of the best solutions you could choose. Rather than spend a massive amount of energy on your own solution, using Stream will give you a fully scalable, reliable, real-time chat with critical features like moderation, user roles, anti-spam, high security, and more. Stream provides scalable chat API solutions for more than 1 billion end users worldwide. There's tons of documentation, tutorials, and is also highly customizable, so you can edit it to fit your specific game's needs. So whether you want to make a fun clan system, the next Among Us, or a beautiful chat for your open world MMO, then Stream should be your go-to solution. You can apply for Stream's Maker accounts to use Stream's chat SDK for free using the link in the description. Alright, let's make a video game. I quickly began sketching out ideas for a simple experience that would somehow involve the theme of focus. How about a small clicker strategy game where you focus on a certain hero to activate its special ability? No time to overthink since there's an ultra strict deadline, so I opened up Photoshop and began designing characters. Each character should have a key role which must be carefully used in order to defeat whatever beasts I pitted against them. Then I imported that art into Unity and began blocking out the key UI elements I would need. I added some animations and a hover effect so that the focused character is clearly highlighted. I then added a nicer background and some UI artwork for clarity's sake. Let me now explain the game's rules. Every time you click on this character, you'll add points to your damage pool. This character will deal those damage points to the enemy's health by adding points to the attack time stat, which must be equal to 40 to then trigger an attack. Of course, adding 1 point at a time to damage or attack time is kind of slow, which is where this quirky gold miner character comes into play. When you reach 50 gold, you can level up any of your characters, which will increase points per click by 1. Finally, this stone golem adds defense, which will reduce damage taken directly to your precious HP. So things were going smoothly, but the first 2 hours were up and it was clearly time for the first challenge.
What's my challenge?
Let me see, I've got different ones. Which one do I want to give you? Okay, you got to listen to, man, what's that corny song again there? You know the, never gonna give you up. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. You gotta listen to that, very loud, okay, for 2 hours straight. So just while working your game, you gotta listen to it non-stop. Looping.
Oh my god! That's a horrible one! Your challenge is to go and find a random person on the street and ask them for a game idea. You just have to ask them for a feature that you want them to implement.
So I headed out seeking some stranger.
Alright, so what should I add to my game?
Dragons!
Okay. There we go. Dragons, are you sure?
Yeah.
Alright, thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Dragon was actually a pretty straightforward and easy thing to add, since this enemy, Square, clearly needed to become something anyway, so why not a big fat dragon? I got to work drawing that in Photoshop, added it to my world, and had it shooting fireballs in no time. Jack's challenge was a piece of cake. I spent time making the difficulty increase with more powerful fireballs. Now the player really needs to figure out which characters to use and when, so as not to get overwhelmed by the beast's wrath. The top strategy being to entirely focus on upgrading the miner, level him up pretty quickly, and then boost the golem, which can add a thick defense to the player's party, leaving a little breathing room to then level up the savage damage orc and eventually defeat the fiery nightmare. It was then time for challenge number 2.
You need to go to the ocean, you need to go into the ocean, scream as loud as you can, your game idea.
I'm gonna find some very remote corner of the ocean where there's nobody. Okay, I'm gonna go to the sea, there's huge waves, and it's freezing. So thanks.
Since I had made such good progress, I could then spend time on details like a title screen and scene transitions. It always amazes me how much can be done in a couple focused hours or days. The opposite is unfortunately also true. Weeks or months can pass on a project with hardly anything to show for it due to a lack of careful attention. With that said, I also made little explanation pop-ups for clarity's sake and to explain the game's simple rules without the need for an entire tutorial scene.
For the next hour, you are only allowed to use one hand to do everything.
Oh,
we did not ban that idea.
Ah, well, I mean, fair enough. You know, I've made such good progress that I can afford this handicap. Let's give this a go. One hand only. This is the hand I'm using. This one here, it's banned.
This made coding a really slow slog, and many other small game dev tasks which usually take a handful of seconds could last a lot longer, such as adding components to multiple objects. I tried making the most out of this tricky situation by finding cool sound effects and importing them into Unity, with the intention of adding them into my game's world once I retrieved my precious left hand. Jack, concerned for my physical well-being, challenged me to do 10 push-ups every 5 minutes for the final challenge.
Oh yeah.
This hindered my focus a little since I was constantly dragged away from whatever I was doing, but thankfully all that was left was implementing the sound effects and music. As well as balancing the dragon and heroes. The game turned out pretty cool. It's like a mini puzzle. Definitely not much replayability, but it's juicy and should entertain for a couple minutes. Finally, I met with Jack in London.
Right, so we're gonna get the reveal, we've got the judgment going. We've found a good judge and we're gonna see who won this game dev tournament.
Okay.
There might be surprises.
I'm recording my screen. It's time.
Alright, let's go.
And the winner of the game dev competition, who put their heart, their mind, their soul, blood, sweat, and tears into this. The one who takes the cake is going to be announced as the Behemoth.
It was a fun collaboration, and make sure to check Jack's video where he shows you how he created his stylish slaughterhouse tower defense game and how he coped with the painful challenges I threw his way. Trust me, they're a lot worse than just doing a couple of silly push-ups. Oh yeah! Thanks for watching, make sure to subscribe for more game development videos. Cheers.